Alright friends, welcome back to another Coffee Time with Des. If you are ready to kind of get into a little controversy, you gotta keep watching. Today we're going to be talking about my response to what The Real is talking about on child support and limitations on what we can spend with that child support. So if this is a topic that you're interested in finding out my response and my thoughts, please keep watching. Alright, so let's get into it. The Real went on to talk about Delaware is coming out with a new child support system. Me being a single mom, let's just get into it. Child support for one. It's a touchy topic. Now what they're saying in this video particularly is that there's going to be a card that you can use, kind of like EBT. If you're not familiar with EBT, it's like food stamps, just in a card form. And so they're going to do that with child support. But there's going to be limitations on that card as to what that money can be spent. Now I'm curious to know what happens if someone uses it for outside of what those limitations are. How are they going to filter that? Let's get on to what I think about it, shall we? Let's drink some coffee first. Being a single mom who now currently does not receive any child support, I feel like if they were to do that in this state, I probably would be very upset. Now let me just say the reasons why. They're saying that you can't pay for rent, you can't pay for gas for your car, and you can't pay for adult clothing. Those are just some of the limitations that they mentioned in that Real segment. For someone like me who works part-time, I make a decent amount of money on a part-time job. There are certain things that me as a mother should be able to pay for, even if it's not considered children's clothes, diapers, hair stuff, skincare stuff. I think that people forget that just because you have a child, that child doesn't take up electricity, doesn't take up a lot of food, doesn't take up water, gas in the car to get from activities or daycare or school, whatever the case may be. This person is taking up space in a home that you live in that you have to pay for. Obviously, as the child from newborn to whatever age, there are different levels of what that child takes up as far as space, food. But if I were to calculate, it's like a little person. This little person is like a roommate. This person is a human being. My daughter eats more food than I do. So I feel like for the little money that I would get through child support, it doesn't even make up enough to support her. I do have some debt, and a lot of that does have to do with the lack thereof child support. I had to put myself in debt to pay for certain things for her, for us, to where we live, clothes, food, traveling. Traveling is not a need, it's a want, it's a desire, but fortunately my family does not all live in the same state. So if her grandpa wants to see her, then of course, or she wants to see her grandpa or her nana, we have to travel, we have to pay for those things. I have to pay for those things. That comes out of my pocket. If I don't have the cash, obviously I gotta use a credit card. So it's unfortunate that we have to put limitations on how we can use the child support because certain parents tend to use it frivolously. Like they use it as if it's their own free bank account. And I feel like it's not really fair to parents like me who work part-time. I can't afford daycare because I work part-time. If I were to work full-time, I still couldn't afford daycare because the extra hours or the extra money I'd be making would just be going to daycare. And it's like I'm working just to pay your job, just to pay you. So it's like, why not just stay home and not pay anybody else but myself? Now something else that they were talking about on this topic on The Real is that parents should be able to, if they want to go have a drink or if they want to go have a dinner out, that they can use this child support money. I don't disagree with that. For a mom who's with their child 24/7, we do deserve a break. And if we don't have any of our own extra money and that everything is taken care of, your bills are paid for, the kids are taken care of, clothes on their back, food in their belly, a place to sleep, shoes on their feet, they're clean, they're put together, they're taken care of. If everything is taken care of and there's a little bit of extra money outside of what's already needed to be taken care of, I feel like yes, the mom should be able to take some of that and treat themselves because it's a full-time job. And there's just been recently studies to show it's like 2.5 to 3 full-time jobs. If you really look at it, to be a stay-at-home mom. To be a working mom is even harder because you're away from your child. I don't know. This is a topic that I feel like people need to put in perspective as a parent, a full-time parent. That money that you get for child support is so little compared to what your child is worth. Like, now it would be different if there was a bunch of money being spent to take care of them outside of what's already ordered by the court for the child support. But if it's not, like in my situation, where I'm just getting, well, not anymore, but I'm just getting the mandated child support amount versus what bills I have to pay, the car that I have that gets us from A to B to C to D, the fees for extracurricular activities, sports or whatever that she needs to be in, the gas for the car, insurance to keep us safe, clothes for her. In response to what was being discussed, I agree the parent or the mom should be able to take every once in a while some of that money to take care of themselves, whether it be buy yourself a new shirt, pants, outfit, whatever. Take yourself out for a drink. Go have a dinner with a friend. Pay a bill. How are you going to limit someone from paying rent with child support? I don't understand that. That to me is crazy, because you're providing a roof for this child. That is support for your child. If you can't pay your rent because you're not allowed to pay rent from your child support, then you don't have a roof over your child's head. How is that fair? How? I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get it. If you can only work so many hours and you can only make a certain amount of money and your child support just helps you reach the amount that you need to take care of everything, and you have to put some of that money towards your rent, you don't get a lot for child support. I wish I did get enough for rent to pay for rent. Like, if I got enough child support to pay for rent, I mean, I would have a real big savings account. Let's just say that. All that to say, I think what they're talking about is a legit discussion, and I would love to hear what you guys have to say in the comments below. Do you think that it's fair for the state to put limitations on what you can spend your child support on? Or do you feel like it should be up to the parent that's providing for that child, that has that child 24/7, to make those decisions? Now, granted, there are some people who make poor decisions, and they go out, they get their hair done, they get their nails done, and they do all this extra stuff with their child support money. Now, I don't agree with that. How are you going to know? Like, I had to drink some coffee on that. Coffee. I just don't think it's fair to section out some parents who are wise with their money, wise with their child support, because another group of people just aren't being wise with that money. How we can differentiate that and how we can specifically figure out who is doing what and when and where and why, I just don't think it's going to come out very well. I just don't think in the end it's going to work to the benefit of the state. I think there's going to be a lot of angry parents. I don't know. What do you guys think? Please tell me in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and ideas on this. I don't know. I just feel like I don't want limitations on what I can spend my child support on, solely because I may have to use that money for rent, or I may have to use it to pay a bill. And I don't want someone to tell me that I can't, because if I can't pay that bill, if I can't pay for lights, if I can't pay for rent, and I don't have a home for my daughter, if I don't have lights on in the house, then how is that good provision for my child? It's not. I just don't think that's right. That's my thoughts. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Let me know in the comments below. If you have not subscribed already, go ahead and click that red button, or somewhere on the screen, here or here, wherever. Join the family. If you like Coffee Time with Des, let me know down below. Hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.